Today's recipe is for another meal in a jar, and since it's September, I'm going to go ahead and bring you a soup recipe. Mulligatawny soup is a delicious, creamy chicken and rice soup seasoned with warm curry spice. I'm trying a couple items from freeze-dry wholesalers, and I'll let you know what I think. This recipe is a definite keeper. Well, hi there, everyone. My name is Kareth. I'm a wife, a mom, an author, and a cook. On this channel, I like to create recipes using freeze-dried food. Sometimes it's completely shelf-stable, like a meal or a mix in a jar. Other times, I combine freeze-dried with fresh, but all the time, it's delicious. I'm here to help people who have freeze-dried food on their shelves to know how to cook with it. I test out recipes so you don't have to. Welcome to the Freeze-Dried Foodie. Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be trying out some of the freeze-dried goodies I got from freeze-dry wholesalers. There's several things that I ordered that I'm going to try eventually, but today's recipe is for a mulligatawny soup, and I'm really excited to try it because freeze-dry wholesalers has freeze-dried mirepoix. So I use this all the time whenever I make soup. Mirepoix is a blend of onions, celery, and carrots. And those three things I put in so many of my soups. I'm excited to try this. I'm also going to be using some of their freeze-dried rotisserie chicken. They call it freeze-dried pulled chicken. If you don't have this, then you could just use any kind of freeze-dried chicken. And then if you don't have this blend, you could, of course, use freeze-dried onions and celery, and then it's just like not a lot of people have freeze-dried carrots, but I'm sure you could use the Thrivalist carrots or whatever dehydrated carrots. They should have plenty of time to refresh, and they should be fine in the recipe. But I'm going to be trying these two products from freeze-dry wholesalers, and if I like them, I'll let y'all know about it. I got on their email list, and they had a coupon a while back for buy 2 chicken products, get 2 chicken free. So I bought 2 of the rotisserie chicken packages, and then I got 2 of those free. And then they also had a different sale going on before that, and it was 50% off if you ordered 4 products. So that's when I ordered the mirepoix. I got the mirepoix. I got freeze-dried salsa. I love salsa. I'm excited about that. I got freeze-dried carrots and freeze-dried stir-fry blend. So it's got broccoli, sugar snap peas, water chestnuts, carrots, baby corn, onions, red bell pepper, celery, mushrooms, and bean sprouts. I've never seen anything like that before. The freeze-dry wholesalers has some pretty unique products, and I'm excited to try it. I think if it was just like regular price, I probably wouldn't buy it because I find it to be expensive. I know it's an expensive thing to do to, freeze dry all of this stuff, but they have coupons every once in a while in sales. So that's what I did because I love a good coupon. All right, guys, I'm going to take these into the kitchen. Let's get cooking. I'll go ahead and zoom in here so you can get a better look at these ingredients I've laid out. Every time I see mulligatawny soup, it reminds me of the Seinfeld episode where Kramer wants mulligatawny soup from the soup Nazi. This recipe is really simple. It's got great flavors. There are some interesting ingredients here, but it's not difficult to make. And the flavors seem really complex, even though there aren't a lot of ingredients. Now I'm going to make this as a meal in a jar, but if you're just going to make this fresh, then go ahead, feel free to include fresh ingredients along with the freeze-dried. Here's a list up on the screen of what goes in there. I'll put the exact measurements down in the description box. Whenever you're ready to make this, you can get out a pint-sized jar. This is going to give you about 2 servings. And then first, I like to put the rotisserie chicken down at the bottom, or whatever chicken you're using. And then goes some bechamel sauce. Now, if you don't have the Thrivalist bechamel sauce can, since they're out of business, you can't buy it from them anymore, I do have a copycat recipe on my channel. I will link to that video below. It's a great copycat. It's very similar to theirs, and I use it a lot, so it's worth making some of it. All right, and here goes that mirepoix. I just love the color of everything. The celery, the carrots, those onions in there, that looks great. And then that's heavy cream powder. And it doesn't really matter the exact order you put things in. I just like to put something solid and then some powders after that to settle in between the gaps and spaces. Space is a premium for this recipe, so you do need to kind of, follow that general guideline. That right there was some chicken bouillon. I'm going to show you this wonderful curry powder. A friend of mine got that for me at an Indian specialty store, a grocery store that's across town. You can use whatever curry powder you have. It's got a really nice warm spice. It's got turmeric in there. And then in goes some kosher salt and a good bit of black pepper. I think mulligatawny actually means peppered water, I think. I do like to add the freeze-dried thyme. I think the Lighthouse brand of freeze-dried thyme is very good. I like all of their herbs. Now, if you want a little bit of spice, put just a couple dashes of cayenne in there. It really does help to round out the flavor of this soup. It's delicious. And then in go those Granny Smith apples. Thrivalist Granny Smiths come sliced and peeled. And what I did was I just snapped them into smaller bite-sized pieces. Give your jar a tap because, like I said, space is a premium. You're going to need the space at the top of the jar to get the rice in there. I thought maybe I could only fit a third of a cup, but I ended up being able to fit a half a cup of rice, which is perfect for this soup since I'm trying to feed 2 people with it. That's a good amount of rice. So this is the jar that you could keep stored on your pantry shelf so that whenever you're ready for it, it's ready for you. I do recommend that you try this recipe. Make sure you like it. And then when you go to assemble your jars, you can make several at a time. It'll end up saving you some time. All right, whenever you're ready to make this, go ahead and get out a kind of a medium-large soup pot. In goes the Mulligatawny soup mix and then 4 cups of water. So that's an entire quart of water. Now you can put up to 5 cups of water if you like more liquid in the end product. So just take a look and see what it looks like at the end. If you want more liquid, start with 5 cups of water. So you'll want to go ahead and get some heat going and you'll want to bring this to a boil. I do like to add a pat of butter in here. I think that's a really nice addition. It gives a little bit of richness to this soup. Stir it just a couple of times as you're bringing it up to a boil. I didn't have any trouble with sticking or anything. And then once it comes to a boil, you'll want to turn down that heat all the way down to probably, I think I left mine at about a 1.5 out of 10 on my stove because you're going to put a lid on this and you just don't want it to boil over. Go ahead and stir some of the excess heat out of that soup. And then when your boil has calmed down a little bit, put your lid on there and then leave it alone for 20 minutes. Let it simmer. All right, while my soup is simmering, I thought I would show y'all what I do with my leftover ingredients. I get this question quite a bit on my channel. How do you store your leftovers once you open a can or a bag or whatever it comes in? How do you store it to where it stays crispy? And this is how I do it. I have this vacuum sealer linked in my description box. I found it on Amazon. It works for both regular mouth and wide mouth jars. There's a little attachment that comes off if you need it for wide mouth, but you leave the attachment on if you have a regular mouth jar. You just put it on there, hit the power button. I love this particular one because it holds a charge for like months and months and months. I'll go 6 months before I have to charge that thing again. And it only takes about 1% to seal a jar. So it's a great little machine, and it guarantees that the ingredients inside that jar are going to stay nice and crisp. I really like to use my vacuum sealer. I thought I'd go ahead and see how much product I actually had in each of those bags. And you can see here, I had about 5.5 cups worth of mirepoix and about 6 cups worth of the freeze-dried pulled chicken. This is after I put half a cup of each of those into the recipe. All right, so after 20 minutes, this is what my soup looked like. I could tell immediately that everything was nice and soft just from stirring it. So here's a closer look at what those ingredients look like. And at this point in time, I thought, that chicken looks exactly like fresh rotisserie chicken. What is it gonna taste like? And let me tell you, it tastes fantastic. I was so pleased. That rotisserie chicken, it is so moist. I have never had freeze-dried chicken absorb moisture this much. That might be my favorite freeze-dried chicken of all. I really was pleased with that. Now go ahead and taste it. And as you're giving it a taste, you can adjust your seasonings. If you need to add anything, you can. I didn't need to. I didn't add anything. I thought it was great just the way it is. And I think the soup is beautiful. It's creamy, it's satisfying, it's savory, a little bit spicy, so tasty. Let's talk about the ingredients. So I already mentioned how much I love this rotisserie chicken from Freeze Dry Wholesalers. I'm very impressed with it. It's super tender, etc. And I'm thinking this will go fantastic in so many of my recipes. I'm thinking about chicken tortilla soup, chicken taquitos, my white chicken chili, chicken enchilada casserole, any of my chicken soups. This meat is going to be fantastic in any one of those. All right, and for the mirepoix, the carrots, they are so fantastic. They're tender. They taste exactly like I peeled and chopped and cooked a fresh carrot. I'm really impressed with these carrots. The flavor is slightly sweet, but not overpoweringly sweet. They are way better than dehydrated carrots. I'm really pleased with this. The celery's great in here, the onions. I love this mirepoix. I will definitely be making that same purchase again from Freeze Dry Wholesalers. Don't feel like you can't make this recipe if you don't have this brand of ingredients. You definitely can use other brands. It might taste slightly different, but it's still going to be great because this recipe is a fantastic recipe. I think you're going to love it, y'all. If you like my recipes, please consider purchasing my cookbooks. I have a couple of cookbooks that I've written, and they're full of meal in a jar recipes. I'll link to both of those below. All right, guys, please, if you don't mind, hit the like button. Be a friend and leave me a comment below. I certainly would appreciate it. I've got your scripture verse of the day next, and it is Micah 6:8. This is such a good verse. I love this one. I have this one memorized, and it reads, "He has shown you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you but to do justice and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God?" I just love that verse so much. All right, guys, I hope you feel encouraged, and I hope you have a blessed week, a fantastic day, and until next time, y'all take care and keep thriving.